Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Courts Today, your daily dose of legal news from courts across the country. My name is Ostika Das and I am your host for the day. The biggest development today is the stay on the conviction of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi in a criminal defamation case over his "Why all thieves have Modi surname" remark. A three-judge Supreme Court bench of Justices B.R. Gawai, P.S. Narasimha and Sanjay Kumar today heard and allowed Gandhi's plea challenging the Gujarat High Court's refusal to stay his conviction, which resulted in his disqualification from the Lok Sabha. For context, the remark dates back to a political rally in 2019. BJP MLA and former Gujarat Minister Purnesh Modi filed a complaint under sections 499 and 500 of the Indian Penal Code over this alleged remark, accusing Gandhi of defaming everyone with a Modi surname. The scion of the Gandhi family approached the Supreme Court after he was turned away by a local court in Gujarat as well as the High Court in the state. In a major relief to the Congress leader, the Supreme Court has now issued a stay on his conviction. The three main considerations were that first, Section 8(3) of the Representation of the People Act being attracted have wide ramifications affecting not only the right of the petitioner to lead a public life but also the rights of the electorate that elected him in the constituency. Second, the trial court had given no reason at all for awarding the maximum sentence of 2 years, which made Gandhi come under the scanner of the RP Act. Had the sentence been of a day less, Gandhi would not have been disqualified as a parliamentarian. The bench also noted that the offence that Gandhi is convicted of committing is also non-cognizable, bailable and compoundable. With this decision, Rahul Gandhi's disqualification as a member of parliament also remains in abeyance. After the Allahabad High Court gave the green signal to the ASI to conduct a scientific survey of the entire premises of the Gyanvapi Mosque in Varanasi yesterday, the Supreme Court today refused to interfere with this order. However, this order was passed by a bench headed by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud only after taking on record an undertaking made on behalf of the Archaeological Survey of India that no excavation will be done at the site and no damage will be caused to the structure. To give you a quick background, yesterday a single-judge bench of Chief Justice Pritinkar Diwakar of the Allahabad High Court upheld an order passed by a local court in Varanasi directing the ASI to conduct a scientific survey of the entire precinct of the mosque, barring the already sealed wuzukhana or ablution pond. Chief Justice Diwakar said that this survey of the disputed site was necessary in the interest of justice and it would benefit the plaintiffs and defendants alike, besides coming to the aid of the trial court in arriving at a just decision in the matter. This order has now been upheld by the Supreme Court, which refused to interfere under Article 136, subject to the ASI survey being carried out non-invasively. The Supreme Court today appointed former Delhi High Court Judge I.N.D.I.A as the chairperson of the Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission on a pro tem basis. For more context, the Aam Aadmi Party-led Delhi government has challenged the constitutionality of the GNCTD ordinance, which seeks to dilute the powers of the Delhi government over civil servants operating within its jurisdiction, and in a separate plea, the constitutionality of Section 45D of the ordinance, which stipulates that notwithstanding anything in any other law, all authorities, boards, commissions and statutory bodies in and for NCTD shall be constituted by members appointed by the President of India. The list of bodies include the Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission, and one of the points of contention was the appointment of former Allahabad High Court Judge Umesh Kumar as the DERC chairperson. The Delhi government has accused the Lieutenant Governor of unilaterally proposing Justice Kumar's name without its concurrence. In order to resolve this dispute, a Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice Chandrachud had urged the Delhi government and the LG to sit together and decide a name. Since the deadlock could not be resolved, the top court then said that it would appoint a chairperson as an ad hoc measure till the issue is finally decided, which has now led to the appointment of Justice Nath as the DERC chairperson. On Wednesday, we told you that the Supreme Court has issued certain orders with respect to the rallies by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal in the Delhi NCR region in response to the communal violence witnessed in Nuh in Haryana, which spread to the neighbouring Gurugram. An urgent application was moved in the top court on Wednesday, which was heard by a special bench on the same day. Taking note of the apprehension expressed by the applicant that the rallies and marches would lead to large-scale violence, the top court had categorically instructed state authorities of UP, Haryana and Delhi, including the police, to ensure that no violence breaks out, that there are no instances of hate speech, that adequate number of police and paramilitary forces are deployed wherever required, and that CCTV footages are used and video shot in sensitive areas and the footage preserved. After issuing these guidelines, the court directed the matter to be listed on 4th August, which was today. Today, the bench headed by Justice Sanjeev Khanna adjourned the hearing, but not before issuing a call to action to stakeholders to find an enduring solution to the problem of hate speech. The judge observed two things. First, that the definition of hate speech was difficult and the law on hate speech was fraught with complexities. And second, that there was a much bigger issue with respect to the implementation and execution of the law already laid down. He stressed that all parties needed to sit together and come up with a solution to tackle this problem, one that would allow victims of hate speech to access meaningful remedies without coming to court. One suggestion he offered during the course of the hearing was that police forces needed to be appropriately sensitized. In a setback to Aam Aadmi Party leader and former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, the Supreme Court has refused to immediately grant him interim bail. Sisodia had sought interim bail on humanitarian grounds on account of his wife's deteriorating health condition leading to her hospitalization. According to reports, Seema Sisodia suffers from a chronic autoimmune disorder. A bench headed by Sanjeev Khanna said that it would be considering the interim bail application along with Sisodia's regular bail plea and adjourned the hearing till September 4. Sisodia is facing charges of money laundering and corruption for alleged irregularities in the framing and implementation of a now scrapped liquor policy in the national capital. The AAP leader has been in custody since February of this year and is being investigated by both the Central Bureau of Investigation and the Enforcement Directorate. The Supreme Court also refused to grant bail to Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor in a money laundering case. He has been accused of receiving illegal gratification in exchange for sanctioning bad loans to high-profile borrowers. The Yes Bank co-promoter has been behind bars since March 2020. A bench headed by Justice Sanjeev Khanna was hearing a special leave petition filed by Kapoor challenging the decision of the Bombay High Court to deny his second bail application, which he had filed on the ground of prolonged incarceration. The top court observed during the hearing that while normally the period undergone was substantial, but this is a case that rocked the entire banking system. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who was appearing for Kapoor, decided to withdraw the petition when the bench expressed its disinclination to entertain it. But before the bench dismissed the petition as withdrawn, it also told ASG SV Raju, appearing for the Enforcement Directorate, that cases involving loss of huge amounts of public money should be dealt with expeditiously. The Supreme Court rejected a PIL challenging the appointment of Arun Goel as a member of the Election Commission of India. The PIL filed by the Association for Democratic Reforms alleged irregularities in Goel's selection process. The division bench led by Justice Sanjeev Khanna emphasized that the recent Constitutional Bench judgment found no fault with Goel's appointment, making it unsuitable to entertain the PIL at this stage. During the Constitution Bench hearing, Prashant Bhushan, representing ADR, had raised concerns about the speed of Goel's appointment while the case was pending. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta defended the practice of expediting constitutional appointments, arguing that it was a standard procedure. This PIL argued that Goel's appointment seemed biased, favoring age considerations and overlooking other eligible younger candidates. Although the PIL was dismissed, the court clarified its ruling would apply only prospectively, leaving room for ongoing scrutiny and improvements in the appointment process for election commissioners. The Supreme Court has extended the time for completion of trial in the Kerala actor abduction and sexual assault case. This case relates to the kidnapping and sexual assault of a female actor in the outskirts of Kochi in February 2017. Malayali actor Gopala Krishnan Pillai, better known by his stage name Dileep, is alleged to be the mastermind behind this crime and is facing trial for criminal conspiracy. The Apex Court has been monitoring the progress of the trial, receiving status reports from the trial judge from time to time. In May, the Supreme Court had directed the trial to be completed by 31st July. Today, a division bench of Justices Aniruddha Bose and Bella M. Trivedi granted extension of time for completion of trial, while directing that the proceedings be completed as expeditiously as possible. The bench passed the order allowing an extension application filed by the trial judge, seeking time till March 31st of 2024. The Supreme Court has stayed the order passed by the Calcutta High Court's Port Blair Circuit Bench, which suspended Keshav Chandra, Chief Secretary of Andaman and Nicobar Islands Administration, and fined Admiral D.K. Joshi, the Lieutenant Governor, rupees 5 lakh for alleged non-compliance of court directives. Attorney General for India R. Venkataramani urgently brought this matter before the Chief Justice of India today, seeking his intervention. The bench, including Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra, issued a notice and scheduled the next hearing for August 11th while suspending the High Court's order. The High Court's decision was taken under its contempt jurisdiction when the administration failed to follow court orders on regularizing daily wage employees. CJI Chandrachud, in a lighter vein, remarked that the High Court's action might have been triggered by drastic circumstances. Can the newly formed opposition alliance called Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, or I.N.D.I.A, use this acronym? The Delhi High Court has issued notice on a public interest litigation against the use of this acronym and sought responses from the Union Government through Ministries of Home Affairs and Information and Broadcasting, Election Commission of India, and the 26 political parties who are a part of this newly formed alliance. The plea seeks a direction to the political parties to not use the acronym I.N.D.I.A, and also on the Election Commission of India and the Union Government to take necessary action in this matter. The Allahabad High Court has served a notice to Samajwadi Party leader Azam Khan in an appeal filed by the UP government against the Rampur Court's order acquitting Khan in the 2019 hate speech case. The case led to Khan's disqualification as an MLA last year. The bench, headed by Justice Rajbir Singh, has also summoned the trial court records. The matter is scheduled for further hearing on September 27, 2023. Earlier this year, an additional district and sessions judge overturned the conviction and sentencing, setting aside an order from a special MP-MLA court which had found Khan guilty of making provocative remarks against the Chief Minister and the then DM during the Lok Sabha elections of 2019, resulting in his disqualification as an assembly member. The Delhi High Court has directed Tihar Jail to produce Yasin Malik, a convicted Kashmiri separatist leader, via video conferencing on 9th August for the National Investigation Agency's appeal seeking the death penalty. The court modified its earlier order due to security concerns, citing an order from the President stating that Malik is a threat to society and should not be taken out of jail for a year. In May of last year, Malik was convicted of various offences, including those under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, and sentenced to life imprisonment. The NIA has appealed against this decision and sought death penalty for the separatist leader. Justice Rohit Deo, the second senior-most judge at the Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court, has resigned. During a court session, he announced his resignation, expressing his apology to the lawyers present and stating that he could not work against his self-respect. His recent notable decision involved discharging G.N. Sai Baba and 5 others in an alleged Maoist links case, a decision that was later remanded by the Supreme Court. He also stayed the effect of a government resolution empowering the Maharashtra government to cancel punitive action against contractors on a project. Justice Deo had previously served as the Advocate General of Maharashtra before being elevated to the bench in June 2017. He was set to retire on December 4th of 2025. We have come to an end of this episode. If you found this compilation useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Comment your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below and hit the bell icon to get a notification whenever we upload a video. Also, for more information related to these articles that we covered, visit our website www.livelaw.in to read our detailed reports. I'm your host, Ostika Das, and you can check out the segment I usually host called Quotes This Week tomorrow.